All right, good morning. It is a little before 5:30, 5:25, and got up early this morning, 5:05, not early, but early enough. I did go to bed after 11 last night, so tried to get a good close to 6 hours, which, I did. Good enough. So, yeah, yesterday was a grind, an absolute grind. I ended up not really being in here much at all yesterday. I mean, um, I did do some work in here, but not much. I felt like absolute shit all day, and I'm not sure why. I felt like I got kind of just run over. So I read most of the day, and that actually was productive for me. I read I read about 50 pages in Exponential Organizations number two, version two, which just came out late last year, 2023. And so from there, I read another 10 or so pages in another book that I'm reading. Now I Am Myself the World, which is kind of like on consciousness. So 60 pages of reading in a day is actually quite a bit for me, and felt good. And then I had to go into Boston yesterday for with one group, which turned into two groups. And one group was late, so I ended up, I went in there at 7 or so, and just kind of just just had fun with it, engaged, with them, enjoyed the time that they were there with them. It was two groups of two, and they both enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. One group had been there before, and they were kind of walking, and they came from the Celtics, the championship parade, which was which is cool. They took some pictures with all their Celtics stuff on, which was fun. And so, yeah, just kind of engaged with them. But one of the things I realized yesterday is that I definitely need to focus, um, as much as I can explicitly on Key to Amaze, on just getting it dialed in. I suck at sales. I absolutely suck at it, and I know it. And I've got to get better at sales and marketing. I used to build things and houses and things like that, and they would just sell. And that's the way it was. And now, uh, it's totally different. I've got to either I've got to, so I have a choice. It's like, but I've built this business and I put a lot of effort and time into it, and it's been a lot, a long grind, and I'm not I'm not walking away from it, and I'm not losing it. So there's only one choice, and that's up, and that's the way it's going to go. I've got to keep moving. I've got to keep, got to keep pushing. But, listening to just different salespeople, listening to, you know, um, Subri. I don't know how to say his name. Uh, this guy, the LA crazy guy. I read his book, and I still don't know how to say Sabri. I think it's Sabri. Anyways, he's got a lot of good information in here, a lot, and I have gone through. That's how far I am away from finishing um, the systems. But yeah, I mean, I've got and then I listen to Alex Hormozi quite a bit. He's got a lot of information, really good information. So I'm gonna just keep going on it. Before I do that, I'm gonna check and make sure this is still rolling. Still rolling. So yeah, I did go to MMA yesterday, and I felt like I didn't want to go. I really didn't want to go, and I was there, and even during the training, I didn't want to go. But once the sparring started, I completely forgot about it and got going, to the point where I did an extra round with with Gavin, and Gavin is he's kind of like he's pretty much one of the best people in the gym right now, or in the academy. He does fight professionally or amateur. I'm not sure what it is, amateur or professional, but no pads, and he does do that. But it's kind of like a cat playing with a mouse, right? I know he could destroy me pretty quickly if he wanted. But it's good. It's great practicing with someone like that, sparring with someone like that. It's like, he definitely hits hard when he wants, and he knows what he's doing, obviously. But it's like, I was talking with my coach, Jesse, about it, and I get in there. If I'm lucky, I get in there for 4 hours in a week. Usually it's averaging three a week, and that's 3 days. And like Gavin or Sam, they're in there. They're in there 4 to 5 hours a day. So it's like in one day, they're doing what I do in a week, and they're doing that 5 or 6, 5 days a week. You know what I mean, or 4 days a week, or something like that. So it's like they're getting in, you know, 16 to 18, sometimes, or close to 20. I'd say 18 to 20 hours in a week, especially when they're really training hard. And I'm getting in 3 to 4. So say I get in 4 hours in a week and they're getting in 20, they're still getting a 5x on me on what they're, how fast they're growing. And the same thing, I'm looking at it now and I'm applying the same thing to business. It's like, reading, 50 pages in a business book yesterday was a great education. And it was a good way for me to spend, time that I felt like shit, that I just didn't feel like being in front of a computer screen. Um, so there's a red fox out there. So I heard my voice and ran the other way. Anyways, that's pretty interesting. First time I've seen a red fox in our driveway. I'm not the first time, but first time he's seen me or heard me. Anyways, so yeah, no, I mean it's just it's about putting in the reps, right, and just grinding it out and putting it in. And so it's like I've got to get this sale thing down. So I'm really considering trying to find someone in sales that I can work with, that I can help come up with a sales script. And I'm really considering for corporate events and for things like that, team building corporate events, things, because that is important. I mean, um, that alone can be a $500,000 business for Key to Amaze, easily, and that's no joke. I mean, that's easy. If it's done right, it can be more. I mean, so that's what I want to focus on. And I know that the groups that show up, they have a good time. We've had referrals. You know, we get quite a few referrals from them. We get people coming back privately to, from the groups. So I know that it's good. And that's the thing. It's like, I'm passionate about the fact that I can provide a really good service for them, that we built that. And so I've got to sell that now. And, um, that's really what I need to focus on: selling and marketing. So, this morning I am gonna spend some time. I do have a call at 10:30, so I've got to stop at 9 or 9:15 because I want to meditate before that. So what I want to do is focus on this morning. I'm going to focus on looking at Google Ads. Number one, trying to get that dialed in, and then understanding it better. And then number two, probably going to work on another blog post, getting that done. I'm not sure I'll get both of them done, but I'm going to get well underway on them. And that is going to be my, really, that really needs to be my focus, is getting exposure for Key to Amaze and getting out there. I mean, last night there was the one group that showed up that had been there before, right? And that was great. The other group, how long have you been here? Oh, 4 years. Really? We live, they live right down the road, Hyde Park, not far, in Boston. And they never heard of us. And it's just, that is just constant still. So the fact that so many people just still are not hearing about us means that somehow we're not getting in front of the people that are interested in coming. And I've got to solve that problem. And I've got to solve that problem quickly. And, so that means educating myself and putting in the reps. And that's what I intend to do. And, you know, I've got to self motivate. Today I'm not 100%. I don't feel like I'm back to 100%, but I still feel a whole lot better than yesterday. And I don't have any, that's not an excuse. How you feel isn't, for a little bit, isn't going to define what you go through for the whole day. It doesn't have to. You can choose to let that be that way, but it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, yesterday physically I felt like shit, and mentally my mind was cloudy. But I still read. Like I said, I still read for hours, and I still went in last night, and I got home at 10 8:45. But I still went in last night. I still, I still was there and I was present for the customers that I had, and I talked to them. How'd you hear about us? What'd you like the best? How was the whole overall experience? Can I take some pictures? For you. Do you? How was the parade? Just engaging with them. How was their day? How they, like how they find the overall experience. I talked to them, asked them questions. You know, talk to them about, like, the future of what I'm looking to do, and what their thoughts are on it, and they, about, making it more of a longer experience. So anyways, so I've got a lot to do today, and again, not a lot of time because I will be in Boston. I'm going to be working on the new PC system. So check, make sure one more time this is rolling. We are rolling. So the other thing I did yesterday was I did look at the simulators, the racing sims and the cockpits and things like that, and that went pretty well. I found a unit that I actually like. I like the look of it. It's a little more money, and it might be not available until August. They said 3 weeks they'll have them in stock, which then they've got to be shipped. They are $700. They're on sale for $620 or something like that. Not a, and I'd have to put a deposit on them. So, if they come in 3 weeks, that's mid-July. And then, if they ship, I'm not sure where they're shipping from. I'd have to look, but that might be August, which I was actually thinking, oh man, that sucks. I want to push on this, but I don't think it does suck. I think that actually it's perfect timing because it allows me to work on that space a little bit, but also really focus on crushing, sales, getting the message out there, and getting the marketing dialed in, getting the website dialed in, getting operating procedures, SOPs dialed in for sales, for marketing, for social media, for the driving machines. We have two. I can use those. We can get those live before the other ones come in. But in that space, it'll be operational. It just won't have the driving sims in it just yet. So that's not a big deal. But the idea is, I looked at those yesterday. I found the units that I like, and just roll with that timeline, and take advantage of the fact that I'm not going to be trying to force it. Getting them in, and building them out when the space isn't fully built out yet, 100%. And I have so much to focus on. So today it's going to be sales. It's going to be marketing. Looking at ads on Google Ads and the AM blog post. And then if I have any time, if I get back early enough, I'm going to read. If I get back from Kenmore early enough today, I'm going to read for an hour. And I'm also going to look at Notion and look more into that. And then the only other thing I want to do is Canva. And so Canva I'm just messing around with. And I am working on like a kid's coloring book. And the idea is using Canva to do that will kind of educate myself in that. So that will be good for creating for grading material for the website, for, brochures and things like that. And then the one pager that I want to do as well for sales. So those are important things. And I don't have anybody to do them. So I'm going to educate myself on them, and then, try and figure out how to bring somebody in here for sales. Because like I said, I think that can be 500,000-600,000 a year, easily, maybe seven. I think it could be a 700,000 a year revenue stream easily. And that's no joke. And that's, and then there's other options too. So I'm gonna dial this in. I'm gonna get this crushed, but I've got to focus on that. I've got to focus on my weak spots, which is selling and marketing. So hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Hopefully you are up early and getting things done and making things happen. And yeah, I'm gonna get to it because I want to get my day going. Have a wonderful day. Till tomorrow. Peace out.